Hello, you guys! Welcome to one more video on my channel. And today I'm gonna be interview teacher Lucas Pereira. So, teacher Lucas Pereira, introduce yourself a little bit for us.
Yeah, hi guys. This is Lucas. I'm 26 now, and I live here in São Paulo.
Firstly, it's a pleasure to have you here in my channel. Okay.
Thank you.
So, tell me why you have interest to learning English.
To learn English. So, I was always interested in songs and music and television, and we, as a kid or here, we have so many contacts with American culture, and I couldn't understand that, and I was like, I need to understand. And then when I was 13, approximately, I
Uh-huh.
had I had a cousin. She was in high school, and she started singing close to me, one little, two little, three little angels, and I
Uh,
was like, wow, that song is so
wow.
cool. Can you teach me how to sing? And she started teaching me how to sing this one little
Did
three.
he know to learn English?
She knew just a bit, not a lot,
Uh-huh.
but because she had English in high school, so it wasn't that good. But she knew how to sing this song,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, I need to learn this. Please teach me. And she taught me how to sing that, and I was like, wow, that's good. And then I wanted to study more and more and more. You know what I mean?
So you get into to learning because of that.
Yeah, everything started because this song.
So tell us, do you study in an institute or by yourself?
Yeah, so first I started studying by myself. So I started printing some lyrics. Like for example, the song that I was listening to it, I print the lyrics, and I started repeating what the singer was singing,
Uh-huh.
and I tried, because by that time I didn't have money to like enough money to pay a
Uh-huh. I
institution
understand
to,
that.
yeah. So some years later, I went to an institution. So I
Uh-huh.
studied in a school here in Brazil, for some years. But you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't be fluent in
Uh-huh.
English in the institution because I had just 1 hour or one class. It was, I guess, 1 hour, 1 hour and a half per
Uh-huh.
week.
In the
So,
beginning, you have a lot of difficulty, Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it was very difficult for me there. I faced so many difficult, but I went until the end of the
Uh-huh.
course. And then I finished up the course, but I didn't consider myself fluent.
Uh-huh.
I knew the grammar, I knew the base, but I didn't consider myself fluent. So as I love English, because English is something that I love, and I
Uh-huh.
know that you like
Yeah,
as well, because
I understand that. I
yeah,
like that too.
yeah. So I was like during the time I was studying there, and after I finished the course, I still was studying, and I'm still
Uh-huh.
studying, even nowadays. I still study English.
You are improving your English.
Yeah,
Yeah.
day by day, yes. So I still watch television in English. Sometimes I put subtitles to read and see if there is some word that I still don't know or
Uh-huh.
things like that, Because English is something that, like as we are talking on the message, English is our second language, so we
Yeah.
will always learn, I guess.
Uh-huh.
No, but you can say.
How was your journey? Like learning English? You started in Brazil. Do you go abroad? Do you
Uh,
have you ever go abroad?
uh-huh. So yeah, so I spent some time here in Brazil studying English, and it was, as I told you, I couldn't be fluent in English, even though I was studying hard. So I decided to quit everything that I was doing here. I was working on a company for 6 years, and
Yeah, serious?
yeah, seriously, and I was like, No, I gotta go abroad to study English and be fluent because here, like for me, I thought you wouldn't be so easy. You know what I mean? Like I really wish
Uh-huh.
I could have the day by day only speaking English. So I quit everything. I asked to be fired
Have the money to go?
to have the money to go. I
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, yes. And my dad and my mom, they told me, "Are you crazy? You're working, you're doing everything here, you're building your life, and you're gonna stop everything and go abroad where you don't know anybody."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I stopped my life here. I quit everything. In the by that time I was dating still with my girlfriend. So me and her, we quit everything and we went to Ireland.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Your first
So
stop was in Ireland.
yes, yes. So I went to Ireland and I started like a new life
So
there.
I'm curious to know how was when you first arrived there?
No, you was so crazy because I thought I could speak English, but like we think that generally we think that we have only two types of English, the American English and the
Uh-huh.
British English.
Uh-huh.
I figured out that it's not true at
It's
all.
totally different.
Yes, because in Ireland they have their own accent. It's the
Accent
I.
is different. Oh
Yes,
my gosh.
it's called Irish. Irish,
Irish.
yeah,
Irish
Irish
English.
accent. Yes. And their English,
It's a
it's like,
harsh English.
yeah, very hard. Like, for example, it's kind of British, but mixture with Scottish and something like that. You know what I mean? It's very,
I know.
so when I started listening to them, I was like, where am I? I can't speak English. And I have a funny story. The first night that I got there, we went to a store because it was -4 degrees, and I was with a scratched pants and just a t-shirt because I came from Brazil. Brazil is a
Uh-huh.
hot country, you know what I mean? So when I got there, it was -4.
Freeze. You like freeze in there.
Yes. So I went to the store, and when I got there, I bought a jacket, and we went in the cashier to pay.
Uh-huh.
And the woman asked, "Would you like a bag?" Bag, it's like to put the jacket
Uh-huh.
inside, all
Okay.
right?
I
For
understand.
us, for us, bag. But
Uh-huh.
she didn't say bag. She said bag.
Bag.
Yeah, would you like a bag?
No.
My, my girl understood bike. Like,
Bike.
yeah. So
Oh my gosh.
my girl answered her, "No, we came by walking." And we left the store with the jacket in our hands without the bag.
My gosh, it's a funny story.
Yeah, because we couldn't understand them. So it took me like almost 1 month to get used to their English.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, and they have some different expression. For example, we are used to "what's up," all right?
Uh-huh.
Like when you compliment someone, you say "what's up." There, they say "what's the crack?"
What's
What's
the
the
crack?
Yeah,
Oh, it's so different.
it's so different. Yeah, so they start like "what's the crack?" What's the crack? It's the same as "what's up."
Uh-huh.
But if you ask an American or if you ask us what's the crack, we will understand crack as drugs, all right?
Uh-huh. Okay.
And we don't use drugs like we would say, I don't
Uh-huh.
have drugs, what's the crack? Where's the crack? I was lost. I was lost.
You was lost?
You were lost.
You were lost in the beginning?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I was. And it was so difficult, man. But then I got used to it and I started working in a restaurant.
Oh
So,
yes.
yes.
Cheers.
So in the restaurant, I got to know the locals more and have
Uh-huh.
more contact with them. So then my English got better, and I think I got the accent.
Let me ask a question. The salary in the Ireland is good?
Yeah, actually, in Ireland, it's like the highest salary in Europe is in Ireland.
Oh, seriously?
The Yeah, the minimum salary. So I totally tell all my students and everybody that talks to me, like if you want to go abroad, like Ireland's a really good place to go,
Uh-huh.
because it's the highest salary in Ireland, in Europe, in the entire Europe, and but the cost of life is not so cheap as well. All right,
Uh-huh.
so you can survive there,
Okay.
like you won't starve,
Uh-huh.
but it's a very good experience. And then I got to travel while I was living there. I traveled through Europe, so I got to know some countries there.
So
Yeah.
the people there, they are gently.
Yeah, they are closer, like they're similar to us. They are very friendly,
Oh,
nice,
serious?
very receptive. Like, yeah, they treat us well. We don't face a lot of judges, like people judging you,
Uh-huh.
like, oh, you are from
They
other
don't
country.
discriminate you.
No, no, they don't do that. Yeah.
Oh, it's like to know. It's
Yeah,
good
yeah.
to know.
Yeah,
It's good to
yeah.
know. So
Uh-huh.
let me ask you, it was easy to enter in the country because I know in the US it is hard to enter in the country.
You mean to get the visa, like in the US it's very difficult, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But in Ireland for us, it's very easy because if you like it's easy if you go as a student.
If you
If
go as
you
a
if you Yeah, if you buy a course, like an English course, they have programs that like for 6 months, and you can renew until 2 years. So you can stay 2 years there, living there, studying English.
uh-huh.
Or you can go to the university, and you can stay maximum 7 years there as a student.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing to know.
Yeah.
So,
So it's a very good opportunity for us
uh-huh.
because it's the only English speaking country in Europe that
Uh-huh.
accepts us
Oh,
with no problem.
very good to know that.
Yeah. So you can get to know the culture, you can travel there because um generally people tell me when they see my social medias, they tell me,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, Lucas, you travel a lot.
Uh-huh.
You're so rich. You have a lot of money."
Uh-huh.
That's totally the opposite.
Looks like that,
I'm totally broke. But it the
Seems that.
yeah, but what happens is that uh, here to travel is very expensive because Brazil is so huge, it's very
Uh-huh.
big. So,
Uh-huh.
for example, to go to you are in Paraná?
Paraná, yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, for me to go to Paraná is very expensive
Uh-huh.
because it takes some hours to get there. Whereas in Ireland, in Europe, everything is so small, like every country is so small that it's so cheap to fly. For example,
Uh-huh.
from Ireland to England, I took 1 hour, 1 hour and a half,
Oh,
by
very
flight.
fast.
Yeah, so it's very cheap
Uh-huh.
to fly there. So that's why I traveled a lot. It's not because I have a lot of money. That's the total is the opposite.
They are figuring out this now, man.
Yes, yeah.
Tell me, what was the city you stayed in your Irish?
Dublin,
Dublin.
Dublin.
Heard
What about it?
about it.
Yeah, great.
So the city is beautiful. Is the places are comfortable to go to visit.
Yeah, well, it's a very nice city. It's like It's not so small, the city, because there are 1.5 million people in
Oh.
the city. It's huge.
Uh-huh.
But the problem is they have a lot of countryside and just a small city center, you
Uh-huh.
know. So the city center there is small, so you can cross the entire city center in 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Oh man.
But the neighborhood around is very huge. So you have a lot of houses, but
Uh-huh.
a small city center. So that's why we say that it's a small city. But it's a small city with 1.5 million people.
Oh, teacher Lucas, when you started to work as a teacher,
As a
English
teen.
teacher,
Uh-huh.
how
So
was that?
how was that? So when I finished my exchange trip there in Ireland and I came back to Brazil, it's been almost 1 year that I am back to Brazil. So I arrived here with no job and
Uh-huh.
with nothing, like
Uh-huh.
with nothing. So I was like, I
So,
stayed. Uh-huh.
so teacher Lucas, how many time do you stayed in Ireland? Ireland?
So yeah, Ireland. Yeah. So I spent almost 1 year there. 1 year. Yeah.
It's not much time. I thought you stayed more time there.
Ah, yeah, yeah. No, no, not too long. And I stay because while I was there, I was traveling around Europe as well. So I stayed there for a time, and then I went to other place, and then I took like we say in English gap year is a gap year.
Gap
You
year.
Yeah, you stop 1 year to live abroad and
Uh-huh.
learn new language or learn new things, you know. So I took a gap year
Uh-huh. So why you decided to go back to Brazil?
to Brazil because first I was missing my family, you know,
Uh-huh.
because it was just me and my wife there.
Uh-huh. 1 year, it's a long time without seeing your family, man.
Yeah, yeah. So I decided, and I finished up the English course there. I finished everything, and I was like, to stay there, I should start a university.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't have money to pay the university there. So I decided to come back and stay here a little bit and manage and plan myself
Uh-huh.
to come back abroad. But now that I have more experience, I can come back like more prepared. You know what I mean?
Okay, I
So,
understand.
so that's why I came back. I came back for a period
So, teacher Lucas, why are you became a teacher, English teacher?
because English was something that I always loved, and I was like, wow, I like English a lot. And before I went abroad, I already gave some classes, some private class for some
Uh-huh.
friends.
Okay. Ah, so
I
friends, only friends
Yeah,
on the beginning.
yeah. In the beginning, like before I travel, I had some friends that they wanted to learn English, and I started teaching them.
Uh-huh.
But nothing. It wasn't professional. I wasn't a teacher yet.
Okay,
I
okay.
was Yeah. I was just teaching some friends. You know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
I and I started enjoying that. I was like, wow, to teach someone and
You
see
have
their
to go on this.
Yeah, because I was like, whoa, they are starting speaking English, really. I can do that. And I was like, yeah.
So like that you improve even more your English. Yeah, isn't it?
Yes, yes. And then when I came back, I was like, wow, I already gave some English class. I want to work with English because English is something that I love. And I want to include this in my job forever.
Uh-huh.
I told myself. So I didn't come back giving private class. I am not a private teacher. Like
Uh-huh.
I don't have students now.
Uh-huh.
What I started doing, I said, so I will start recording videos on YouTube to teach people.
Uh-huh.
All right. And I opened a channel on YouTube because I was afraid. First, I was afraid to lose the accent and to lose my English if I don't use here. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. You know, I know.
So because I came back and I was like, I need to keep using my English. So I started the YouTube channel, and I
Okay,
said,
that's amazing.
yeah, and I said, what, like, how am I gonna call my YouTube channel to teach English to someone? I said, teacher Lucas Pereira.
Uh,
So original, so
oh,
original.
it's nice.
I used my name.
Uh-huh.
And then I started recording for YouTube, and I started putting on YouTube. And then I figured out that there are loads of groups on Facebook, that there are loads of people that want to learn English.
Uh-huh. I
And
see.
I started sharing the videos, and people started like, "Whoa, it's so nice!" And I started meeting people, and I started getting excited with that, like, "Oh, that's nice!" And
That's awesome. So
yeah,
I think the video is
it's
going
too long.
too long.
Uh,
So to finish the video, could you give us a short advice for us who are learning English?
Yeah, so my advice to all of you guys is like songs and videos. It seems cliche. It seems very cliche,
Uh-huh.
but like what I did in the beginning, and I still do. Every time I listen to a new song on radio, the first thing I do, even now that I can speak English and I can understand the lyrics, I go there and search for the lyrics. Because while you search the lyrics, you are training your listening, all
Uh-huh.
right? And you are training your speaking and also your accent, okay?
Oh,
Which is very good. So listen to some listen to songs with lyrics. Second, turn like change everything in your life to English. Everything. I mean everything. Your cell phone, your computer, your television. So the more you watch English, the better speaker you will become.
uh-huh.
And the last tip I have is generally I made a video on my channel as well telling that instead of watching like for Portuguese speakers, instead of watching the video in English and the subtitle in Portuguese,
Mm.
make the contrary.
Uh,
All right, watch in Portuguese and the subtitles in English. Why? Because you don't need to pay attention on what they are speaking because you
uh-huh.
already understand, and then you pay attention on what it's written and you can get new vocabulary. All right, that's my tip.
So, you guys, you heard his advice. You have to do it. So, Teacher Lucas, uh, are you up to interview me in the next video? Maybe.
Yeah, we can I can interview you and maybe upload on my channel or in your channel. There is no
Yeah,
problem.
like
Yeah.
change the role, you know? Oh, it'll be amazing. So you guys, if you want to watch the next video when Teacher Lucas will be interviewing me,
Yeah.
subscribe on the channel, give a thumbs up on the video, turn on the
Yes.
turn on the ring to receive the notification to you don't
Yeah.
lose don't lose this amazing video. So Teacher Lucas Pereira, I'm gonna leave you a link of your channel on the description below, so my followers can follow you if they want to know about your material.
Yes.
So I appreciate this video, man, and until the next video.
Yeah, thank you. Peace out.
Peace out.